Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today you guys, I'm doing something a little different. So first of all, just want to reintroduce myself. I know I do this from time to time. My name is Lizzy. I'm the host here at Lizzy's Nails channel. As long as you like everything nails, and this is the channel for you, because I absolutely am passionate about doing nails, trying different products, and hopefully getting you inspired to do the same if this is something you're passionate about. Today we're playing around with just some acrylic. I'm not doing anything major today. I just felt like going through my inventory and see what I haven't played with in a while. And these are a couple of items that I have not played with for a while. So I'm going to go through what's on my table and let you know what I want to do today. I mean, it's self-explanatory since it's already in the title. I will be playing with some forms. It's been a long time since I've tried forms. I've done them on myself. I've done them a couple times on my practice hands, but I haven't really given it dedicated time to practice using forms. So that is what we're going to do today. So I pulled out my handy dandy practice finger. I purchased this from Zule's Nails. I don't know if she has this on her website anymore because I tried looking. I know she has the mechanical finger, but I can't find the silicone finger. Hopefully she does have it. I will link her online store down below, but that is where I got my practice finger. And what we're gonna do is put our base tip. Today we're going to glue our base tip because I noticed that when I put in the nail, no matter how flat it is, it still lifts from the finger itself, and that's not what I want. I want it flat against the finger. So we're going to glue a base tip, a permanent base tip, until I decide to soak it off. So we're going to do that today. We're obviously going to use our Arylic primer for our silicone practice hand. We're going to use some of the Gorilla Glue that came with the primer and the tips when I purchased them on Arylic. Obviously some alcohol to clean the finger, and because it's been a minute since I played with Nail Prof acrylic powder, I wanted to whip this out and play with it again. I believe when I purchased this I also did forms practicing on this, so we will do that again today. I will link Drea's channel down below, as well as her online store. A young entrepreneur. She hasn't been quite on YouTube in a long time, but I still find her videos very, very educational as far as application and using forms. And she also has an in-depth video on Kolinsky brushes and their sizes and so forth. So I will link her channel down below anyway, in case you guys want to go back and see some of those educational videos. But today we're going to be playing with her baby doll and using it on a form. We're going to be using her liquid monomer. I am not using her brush because the brush that I purchased is too small, and I'm trying to do a very long nail. So that one was a size 10, and to me it just isn't going to work for what I'm trying to do today. So I'm going in with the Zule's Nails number Kolinsky number 16 for today. And we're going to be using Nail It Like Lucy, aka Acrylicures nail forms. It's in my case, so I would have to rip one out but I will show it to you in a minute. And in order for the form to adhere or stay in place, I went ahead and I purchased some paper tape. This was a suggestion done by, I forget his name, and I'm so sorry, but I will put it here in the screen. He's one of the oh my gosh, the words just escape me, but it's in the tip of my tongue. He represents Red Iguana. It was his suggestion to use paper tape on a silicone hand or a silicone finger so that when you go in with the forms, it stay in place. So I will put the name here on the screen. Like I said, I watched a few of his online or live, should I say, classes as far as the way you use their hard gels, the way you use their acrogels, and what else did I see? Oh, the silicone mold. I saw that live, and what else? There's just quite a few lives that I went to see when he was doing them, so that way I could learn their products. He suggested using the paper tape so that the form can stay in place when you're using a silicone material. So that's what we're using today as well. My tiny dapping dish, because we're only going in with one finger. And I decided, you guys, moving forward, and I don't know if I'll be placing each swatch on the top or on the front, because it depends on where I store them. If they're in a drawer facing up like this, because the name is not on the bottom, I will put it on the lid. If they're in my shelf, and I don't know if you guys ever seen my room tour video, I do have shelves on the walls with acrylics, so those will have it in the front by their name. This one, because it's gonna go in a drawer, it will be on the top. So at the same time, I will be moving forward. Oh, it already came out, so I might as well just put it there. I will be using these little dots to do the swatches, and just have it there from now on. And I'm gonna do this for all my acrylics, including my tinier ones, because the majority of them, I do have them stored like this, and I am always afraid that at some point I'm gonna create some spillage and just make a mess with all of them. So eventually I want to store them all upside right, and have, if they're in the drawer, have the swatch on top. I do swatch these on a swatch stick. Those are obviously hanging outside, and I go through those swatches whenever I'm trying to come up with a look. I go through those swatches, and then I go and match the swatch stick with the container, and I want to be able to quickly do that as well in a glance, going like this, even though the name is there. Now for the acrylics, some of the acrylics, the names are on the bottom, so I don't know if I'm just going to put it upside right or in the front. We'll see. We'll figure something out, but for this one's going to go on the top. So you're going to see me from now on as I'm doing videos while I have the acrylic out, doing a tiny swatch like this to start. So we're also doing that. Now we're going to go in a real-time motion this time in this video. I'm hoping I don't make it too lengthy, but it's just one finger, so I figured it's not going to take too long. So what you're going to see me do next is just kind of set everything up, so that way I can glue the base tip and then add a tip on top to add the form, if that makes sense. You will see it as I start, but I just want to kind of put my protective thing here. I thought it's just gonna use this because it was just a finger, but I think just in case, because I'm just clumsy. If you know anything about me and you've seen my previous videos and you did get to see a glimpse of how clumsy I am, you'll see why I decided to put the protective stuff on my table, because I've spilled the monomer on my table before, and I don't want to ruin this cover. This is protecting my my paper that I bought off of Amazon for background. I don't want to ruin that, so we are going to put an extra protection of a layer on this. So be right back. Okay, so I got my extra layer of protection. Now we're gonna start by cleaning the silicone finger with some alcohol and just getting it kind of ready to glue the tip to it. It's been a while I haven't used this finger, so I figure what better way to start practicing than with just a finger, so that way once I get that down or find it easier, I can start doing more than just one finger. So let's throw this out. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with, like I said, the Ready Guana primer for silicone practice hands. It's been a while I haven't done this either. I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit on the silicone And I'm definitely gonna put it on I don't put a ton because it spreads pretty easily on the tip, but I will put just a tiny bit on the tip. I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit, and then once that's dry, we're gonna go ahead and apply it to the finger. So I only put where I think the glue is gonna land, so it's drying up already. And what I like to do is to first insert the tip so that I know where more or less how much of the tip I'm going to be using, and I kind of aimed correctly as far as the primer, so it's all the way in. And I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of the Gorilla Glue that came with the, I believe it's the half hand, the tips for the half hand. And I'm just going to lift just a little bit and put a drop of the glue on the silicone, and then I'm going to press, and I'm going to wait 60 seconds. Hold it down and press it for 60 seconds. Let me just put my UV lamp so I can tell how long I'm holding on to it, so that way it can glue. And never mind my hands, you guys, because of the alcohol, it dries pretty quickly, and these are coming off by the next video, so I apologize the condition that they're in. So I'm waiting the full 60 seconds just to make sure that it does glue flat to the, what we're gonna call the nail bed, and that way we're using what mimics an actual nail. So there we go, 18 more seconds, and then I will release. I decided to do this, you guys, because I think it'll be easier to learn how to place the form on the finger rather than be, what I'm gonna suggest is cheating in having the form go right underneath, and then you never actually learn how to put on the form. So now we have it glued on. As you can tell, it's spread, the glue, but it's okay because you can always soak this off. So what we're gonna also do is trim the nail down. Just get my nail clipper. Now this is the straight edge. I don't have the curved one here in my nail room, so we're just gonna make the most of this. And I'm gonna be careful because I want to get it as close to the edge of the finger as possible, but not overdoing it. So I'm gonna go right in there. And we don't have to continue cutting too much. I just want to make it a little even. There we go. And we're gonna file that. So we're gonna use the Young Nails files. This is the one that has the buffer and the file all in one. I'm just gonna slightly file the edges. Doesn't need too much filing. It is just the base nail. This is not going to be the actual tip where the design is going to go on. This is just to help the tip stay in place. Why does it look like it's lifting off? Oops. Looks like it's coming off. Did I wait the full 60 seconds? Did it not? Is it not staying on the silicone? Did it not work? Hold on, you guys. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Let me just finished filing. Oops. I just want to clean it off. The alcohol. Maybe I didn't put enough primer, but I feel like it's not staying on the silicone finger and it's kind of like lifting on this side. That's not what I want. So I'm going to be extra careful. Just remove that dust. I'm going to try my best to go in with a little bit more glue there. I don't know if it's a good idea to do it this way, but oh man, just want a little tiny glue. And hopefully that'll do. Once again, I'm gonna wait 60 seconds. I won't make you guys wait with me this time. Okay, you guys, so this time it is a lot flatter, and that's what I want. It doesn't have to be fully glued on, as you can tell. It doesn't have to be fully glued on, but I need it to be flat so that when I'm going in with the form, it lands exactly as if it would be on an actual finger that has an attached nail. So, now, the other thing I like to do, this is just the base nail, what I call the base nail. I'm gonna go in with another tip on top. I believe that's a number 3. I believe that's a number 3. What I like to do is use these sticky tabs. I used to do this a lot. Obviously, I kind of stopped. I think I'll go with this tiny one. To put on the tip. The reason I'm going in with this sticky tab because this is what's going to adhere the actual tip where the application is going to go, and it's going to help reinforce obviously what's in the nail canal and keep it from moving when I'm filing. Just put this away. Let's go ahead and remove the little tab. And when it comes to the actual application, I like to put the nail in backwards because I feel like it lands better. It kind of hugs the tip, the free edge a lot better. So I'm gonna go in backwards with this. Oops, sorry about that. It's a little tighter now that it has 2 tips, so bear with me. But I'm trying to get it in as far as I can get it, and then I'm going to do this. So it didn't quite land the way that I wanted it to. So let's take it out. I use this old nail file that I don't use at all on myself. It's a metal nail file just to kind of separate the tips. There we go. So I think I'm going to cut the tip a little bit. So it kind of lands the way that I wanted it to. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna cut about that much. Hopefully I didn't overdo it. what I want it to, oh gosh, sorry guys, you guys get to see my madness. That's a little better. No, it's not better. Let's just keep it in the normal way, shall we, Liz? Let's just make life easy, shall we? Doesn't seem to be, maybe I have the wrong size tip now that it already has this tip on here. So let's go a little bigger. Let's go for number 2. Let me just get rid of this. Let's see if it'll look any better with the number 2. Yes, okay, so it's going sidewall to sidewall. Okay, so we're gonna go with the number 2 instead. I think this time we'll just keep it like that. Let me try this way. No. No, okay. With my other silicone practice hand, when I put it in reverse, it looks better. I don't know why it's not the same with this one, but we'll just keep it like this. I'm just securing the tip to the base tip, like I said, so that when I go in with the application, the tip isn't moving. Here's another small one. There we go. That looks a lot better, more decent. Okay, let's trim this. I don't know why I put away my nail clipper. I like to put things away as I work, so I apologize if it's too much, you guys. Alright, so we're gonna file that. Nope. Not gonna file with a buffer. You know, it looks like a very big nail, doesn't it? I think that's why I kind of geared away from gluing the tip, because it already has a size 3 as the base, and then to cover the entire number 3, well, unfortunately you have to go with the larger tip, and what I have a fear of is that's going to be a very thick nail. So anyway, just gonna dust this off. Let me just clean it real quick, again with some alcohol, not using any cleansers, because it's just a fake tip and a fake finger. So we're going to use alcohol to kind of clean it, take away all the dust. Okay, let me go grab my form Okay, so let me go grab my form and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the form that I'm going to use. I had to cut it out and it's a big thing, so I had to cut it. It is currently in my desk in this, let me see if I can show you, this case that I purchased from Arylic Lucy, but it doesn't have perforated lines, so I have to kind of cut it out, and it's kind of a little uncomfortable doing it because of where I have it, so I had to find my scissors and do that. But anyhow, it doesn't have perforated sections, so I have to cut it. But this is the nail form I'm going to be practicing with today. I've been dying to use this. She says you can make these even longer by double adding another one under it or over it. I think it's under, and making them longer so you can actually make it an extended nail. But I think this is long enough, so this is how we're going to keep it. But before I start, I want to go ahead and do my swatch. Like I said, we're going to be using her monomer. Don't want to go in with too much because it's just one finger. That's why we have a small dapping dish. I've experienced this before. I don't know if it's me, or maybe it's the bottle that the monomer may be in, but I keep getting like this little film, and that's if I can grab one to, there it is. I'm not sure if you guys can see my brush right, excuse me, right about there at the edge there. This little film. Don't know what it is. Don't know what that is. And it's in every time I use this monomer. I don't know if it's because of the bottle, maybe the way it dries, and when I'm pouring it out, that dried part of it, I don't know how to explain it, but it's every time I use the monomer. And nothing to say that there's anything wrong with the monomer. I'm just wondering why that happens. Why is that film? Why is that? Is it my dapping dish? Like, I don't know. If you guys have ever experienced this before, please comment down below. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and do the swatch on the container. So let's get this little thing. Hopefully I can do a small, tiny bead, and it'll work out. Ooh. Hopefully it'll dry and glue down to it, and that way you can see the color of the acrylic. So while I'm trying to figure out the form, I'm just going to put this aside for a second, because now we have to figure out the form. Hopefully I can figure this out without messing it up. So let's practice. So let's go ahead and take out the form. I do want to go ahead and keep this under here just to kind of reinforce that. And I know most people just go ahead and attached the bottom already, so that at least that's already done. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just do those little two ends there. Open this up. Ooh. I'm not saying this is the way you handle form. This is just the way I'm handling it. And hopefully, oh, I forgot to put the tape. Paper tape. Hopefully, you know what, let me take this ring out. Hopefully this will work. And it will allow me to keep the form in place. So let's see. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to use forms. I'm not gonna lie. So I know I want it to be centered, the line centered, and I also need this to be straight, but I need to get it there. Maybe I shouldn't have put those two together yet. I'm gonna try and get this to work, guys. I know I want it straight, and it has to be right underneath that nail. Nope, nope. Did I get that? So it's right underneath the nail, and I think it's sidewall to sidewall. Is it centered? I think it's in the center. I'm practicing, you guys. I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. Sidewall to sidewall. Hopefully I got it. See the line here? Sidewall to sidewall. So let's see if I have this or not. So it's right underneath this particular tip and above the one that's underneath. So hopefully this will work for me. Now, in my experience thus far, when it comes to the liquid to powder ratio, you guys, you know, if you've been practicing, you know, you swipe the edge of your brush depending on the size of the bead that you want. But I've also found that honestly it matters how much product is in your brush, but also matters how long you wait to allow the product to polymerize before you put it down. That's what's going to help you control the product. So even though I may be swiping, if I don't allow the product to polymerize, it's just going to go everywhere. So that's what I'm going to try and practice. Keep in mind I'm trying to do a long nail, so we're going to start at the free edge. Let's see how it works out. So you see how it's glistening? That's perfect. So I know it's not going to go everywhere. There we go. And what I want to do is I want to keep it within the lines, or the parameter, should I say, that I have kind of predicted to be my sidewalls. So you see how at least it's not completely running everywhere, and so I'm grateful for that. I just have to remember that I have to kind of move the product down, because I do need to create the length. So I wanted it a lot longer. It doesn't look like it's gonna be a lot longer. Can I move the product, or is it too late? I think it's too late. So I think it's too late to move the product down. I wonder if I can add to it. Let's give it a try. I'm just practicing, guys. I'm not saying this is the method. I'm not saying this is the way it's done. So because I want to give it length, I think we're gonna cut it off right there at the number 8. We'll do it right there at the number 8. I don't know how straight this is gonna be, but I think I'm happy with what I have so far. I'm doing sort of like, you can kind of say, a tapered coffin tip. I don't know, but it's definitely coffin. Don't think enough. I don't think I took enough monomer. Let's see. Just trying to keep the application smooth, guys. Sorry for not being so interactive or talkative. I'm just trying to concentrate, trying to keep it smooth, so the less filing, the better. At the same time, don't want to overflood the cuticle area, but I do want to give it the apex. Didn't get quite the opportunity to build that just yet, so just want to give it that apex, but I also want it to be smooth and transition in a nice way. I think I have to put just a little tiny bit more at the tip, because I think it's too translucent at the tip, too see-through. So let's go ahead and give it some more thickness at the tip, not too much. Hopefully I'm not making a very thick nail. There we go. Just one more, and I think we're done, guys. Just see this little, like, gap. Well, not gap, dent. I just want to smoothen that out. Don't know that I gave it an apex like I had planned. And I think my form may have moved. But we'll find out when we remove the form. Just want to, I feel like the apex isn't there. And that's what I'm also trying to practice. The free edge is right about here. Not sure what I did, but I think I messed it up, guys. Think I messed it up. Ugh. It's no longer a smooth application. Now it has a big ass lump. Can I save this? I have no clue. Can I save? Oh, shoot. I ran out of monomer. Didn't think that would happen. See what I did there, you guys? I put a massive lump, and I'm just trying to even this out. So let me just get just a little tiny bit of monomer. Only need a little bit. And it's just to make that smoother right there. Hopefully I don't make this a very thick nail. And there's that stuff again. I just don't understand. It's kind of smooth on one side, but not so smooth on the other. But I think I'm going to stop here, you guys, because I'm just going to end up making it a very thick nail, and that's not what I want. But I feel like I didn't build the apex, but I think I'm going to stop there. I do like her powders. I have her clear, and I have obviously the baby doll. I haven't tried any other one just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a minute to let this completely dry, since I've kind of made it a very lumpy nail. Let that dry, kind of clear up some things that I no longer need on my desk so that we can go in with some filing. Okay, so I've let it dry and I just want to give it the test. I'm going to go ahead and remove the form. I just want to take a look underneath and see if I think, you guys, what happened, and I'm gonna have to try it on myself. The form landed between the base tip and the tip where I'm doing the actual application, and that's not my intention. My intention is to get it to land on the actual finger. So let's just move forward and see how this ended up. We're just gonna go ahead and do some filing. See just how thick I made this. Okay, you guys, so I just wanted to show you what I meant by underneath the tip. Oops, magnet. Okay, so just wanted to make sure I didn't ruin my finger. I do have some acrylic that went underneath, and that's what I'm talking about. So if you notice, there is a dent, like I'm not sure if you can see, like you can see the product almost building in the bottom there. And the tip is like dented in almost. It almost looks that way. And that is not what I wanted. Because on an actual finger, I'm sorry, just OCD. Left a gap. Which is not what you're looking for either. When you're doing it on an actual person. But I mean, it's sidewall to sidewall no matter what. I just didn't quite even it out there on that side. And like I said, it looks like the tip is embedded in the acrylic rather than aligning with the tip, if that makes sense. I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to be or not, but it looks like it's going into the acrylic rather than it, you know, it being an actual extension, if that makes sense. And what I'm assuming happened was that rather than the form landing there where it's supposed to, it went right in between the tips, and that's not what I wanted. So I don't know if the gluing method is for me when it comes to forms. I just might, you know, use, depending on the silicone hand, like I don't want to say that there's one better out there because it's really preference. I love all my hands. I have the Ready Guana, I have the Glamour Liz, I have, you know, a cheaper one that I got. Well, I wouldn't even say cheaper because to me it was expensive, that I got through a small business, which I will not mention because I have a rant about that. I think I paid too much for that silicone hand, and that silicone hand, sorry, and that silicone hand I actually found in Amazon and in AliExpress, viewing another creator, a YouTube creator, content creator here on YouTube. She had purchased the same hand and paid way less than what I paid. So, you know, I think, and the reason I'm saying this is because depending the room that you have in that well, in that canal, is how tight and snug the tip will be. And if it's not snugged enough, your tip is going to move. That's why most people also like the gluing method. So if I was actually doing it on this particular hand, then yes, the form would have landed exactly where it should have landed on a natural finger. But because I put a tip over this one, over the base tip, it landed in between the tips, and that's not what I want. I want to practice on when it lands right at the free edge. So it is what it is. But I think I did a good job. I mean, what do you guys think? Is as thin as a credit card at the free edge, I hope. I mean, it's not even, I don't think. Like, I still have a little tiny lump there. But I think I did manage to build an apex for the length. I blended it into the cuticle area. I'm looking at both angles, looking at all the angles to make sure that that natural curve is there. I think I did a pretty good job. Now, don't ask me to do a full set just yet. So, guys, I had fun. I had fun doing this. I think the next time I am going to try it on myself. So obviously it's not going to be until after my birthday, because my birthday's coming up. And I think the next video I'm going to do will be doing my birthday nails, like taking this off and doing my birthday nails. So I had fun. Once again, the products I used today is the Nail Prof baby doll, cover baby doll acrylic powder. I used her liquid monomer. Once again, I don't know what that little film is about. I don't know if it's my dapping dish that may have just been a little dirty and it kind of just manifested when I poured in the monomer. I don't know. So I'm not going to quite accuse the monomer of doing that, but it's just coincidental that every time I use this monomer, I see that little film. So it could just be something dried along the edge. I don't know. I don't think so. So I'm gonna say it's my dapping dish, but anyway, I will leave her link down below, her YouTube channel and her website, because I do enjoy the system. I just wish I would understand what that was. But anyhow, I use that. I use to glue my tip the Red Iguana primer for the silicone hand and the Gorilla Glue, and the practice finger is, oh my goodness, sorry you guys, from Zule's Nails. I will link her online store down below as well. And that's it, you guys. Like, I enjoyed practicing with the forms, and I think I will be doing this a little bit more, so stay tuned for that, you guys. But I had fun. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention. I really do appreciate you for doing that. And if you watched it all the way through, you are awesome. And I would like for you to put a smiley face in the comments down below to let me know you made it this far into the video. And if you enjoy this type of content, please don't don't forget to mention that below as well, because I am taking time away from your day, so I want to make sure that I'm making it worth your time. So comment down below if the content I'm bringing to you thus far is what you enjoy, and what else do you want to see from me as far as nail content, because I don't vlog as much as before. I've only done a couple of vlogs. I've done organizational videos, which I think I'm going to do a couple more, because now that my inventory is growing, I do have to reorganize a few things, so some of those videos will be coming out. But just let me know down below what you also, want to see from me. Thank you for making me a part of your day, and thank you for being a part of mine. I'm hoping that you are in a safe place. I hope that you are blessed. I hope you find yourself in a beautiful place and peaceful moment, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.